According to animal behavior specialists, some of your most ordinary daily habits are quietly hurting your cat in ways you would never suspect. And the most unsettling part isn't the damage itself. It's that it doesn't look like damage. It feels completely normal, even loving. But if you keep repeating these patterns, which are exactly the ones that almost every cat owner repeats without thinking, you could be slowly eroding your cat's trust, their physical well-being, and the sense of safety they should feel inside their own home. Today we're going to look at 6 things you do every day that are hurting your cat far more than you realize. If this matters to you and you want to be the best possible companion for your cat, hit like on this video right now and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything coming up. Every single video is worth it. Let's start with one that almost all of us have done at least once. Have you ever caught your cat knocking something off a shelf and immediately raised your voice? Be honest, most people have. In the moment it feels like the logical response, a clear way of communicating that the behavior isn't acceptable. But while you think you're correcting your cat, their brain is processing something entirely different. Cats don't make cause and effect connections the way humans do. A study published in 2021 in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior documented that cats who were regularly scolded through yelling showed considerably higher levels of chronic stress and were significantly more likely to develop behavioral issues like compulsive hiding, unprovoked aggression, and litter box avoidance. What your cat learns when you shout at them is not, "I shouldn't do this." What they learn is something far more damaging. This person is unpredictable and is not safe for me. And that's the part that's hardest to sit with, because there's no intention to cause harm. It's an automatic reaction. But your cat has no access to your intentions. They only register the volume, the tone, and the energy radiating from you in that moment. And over time, that repeated experience doesn't correct anything. It silently dismantles the bond between the two of you. Think about it from a different angle. If every time you walked into a room someone shouted at you without warning, how long would it take before you started avoiding being near that person? That is exactly what your cat begins to feel. The alternative is to redirect calmly, move them away from the situation without drama, offer a different option, and reinforce the behavior you actually want to see. That's what builds trust, not fear. Now let's talk about something that affects millions of indoor cats without their owners ever picking up on it. When was the last time your cat actually chased something? Not sitting across the room watching a fly with a thoughtful expression. A real pursuit, the kind where every muscle in their body activates and pure instinct takes over completely. For most indoor cats, that might not have happened in days, sometimes weeks. And even though they look calm and fine on the outside, something inside is quietly breaking down. Cats are predators at a neurological level. Their brain is structured around a very specific behavioral sequence. Stalk, pursue, leap, catch, conclude, eat. When that cycle never completes, when that chain of behaviors is permanently interrupted, the nervous system starts to dysregulate. A study from the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that cats without regular play stimulation showed higher rates of obesity, aggressive behavior, excessive self-grooming, and symptoms that clinically resemble depression. That cat who sleeps all day and seems to need nothing from anyone is not necessarily a relaxed cat. There's a strong possibility they're a cat who has simply stopped trying. That's not laziness, that's mental exhaustion wearing the costume of indifference. The solution doesn't require major effort or investment. 10 to 15 minutes of daily interactive play with a wand, toy, or something that mimics the movement of real prey can completely transform your cat's emotional state. You'll start seeing energy, curiosity, and a connection with you that you may not have known was there. Now let's talk about something that happens in the food bowl of almost every cat household. What if the food you give your cat every single day was gradually dehydrating them from the inside out without anyone noticing? It sounds like an exaggeration, but there's solid scientific grounding behind this. Cats are direct descendants of desert animals. Their ancestors obtained virtually all the water they needed through the prey they hunted, not through external water sources. That's why active hydration instinct in cats is biologically weak. They simply are not built to compensate for a lack of moisture in their diet by drinking water on their own. When the entire diet consists of dry kibble, which contains around 10% moisture, the cat lives in a state of chronic low-grade dehydration. A study from the Journal of the American Veterinary Medical Associations confirmed that cats fed exclusively on dry food had significantly lower total water intake than cats eating wet food, even when fresh water was always freely available. The gap was not closed simply by drinking more. The long-term consequences are not minor. That sustained dehydration places constant pressure on the kidneys and urinary tract, and is one of the most significant contributing factors to chronic kidney disease, which is in turn the leading cause of death in older cats. The most frustrating part is how straightforward it is to prevent. You don't have to eliminate kibble entirely. Incorporating wet food several times a week creates a real and measurable difference in your cat's kidney health over time. You're essentially giving their system a fighting chance with a single dietary adjustment. There's a widespread misunderstanding about how to pet a cat, and you're probably making the same mistake. Has this ever happened to you? You're petting your cat, everything seems relaxed and good, and then out of nowhere they bite you with no apparent warning. It wasn't without warning. You just didn't know how to read the signals. Most owners pet their cats the same way they would pet a dog. Long strokes down the back, belly rubs, contact near the tail. With dogs, that works beautifully. With cats, it doesn't. A cat's skin is densely packed with nerve endings that can shift from pleasant stimulation into complete sensory overload in a matter of seconds. This phenomenon has a name: petting-induced overstimulation, and it's one of the most misunderstood aspects of feline behavior. A study from the University of Lincoln established that cats showed the lowest stress responses when contact was focused on the cheeks, the base of the ears, and under the chin. When owners concentrated on the belly or the area near the tail, stress markers spiked almost immediately. That belly your cat shows you is not an invitation for a belly rub. It's an expression of trust. Exposing it means they feel completely safe with you. When you take that moment to touch them there, you're betraying the exact trust they just extended to you. That's why some cats seem contradictory. One moment they are all over you and the next they've vanished. There's no contradiction. They are trying to enjoy the moment and you accidentally overwhelm their nervous system without realizing it. The fix is simple. Stay in the safe zones. Gentle strokes around the head and cheeks, letting the cat set the pace and lean into the contact on their own terms. When the tail starts moving quickly or the ears rotate backward, stop. That's their boundary. Respect it and watch how much longer they choose to stay beside you. Let's talk about something that seems like a purely practical decision, but maybe affecting your cat in ways you haven't considered. Where is your cat's litter box right now? Honestly, is it tucked into a dark corner, stuffed behind the washing machine, or shut inside a closet because you don't want to see or smell it? If so, you might be the reason your cat experiences anxiety every single time they need to use it. We tuck litter boxes away for reasons that make complete sense from a human perspective, but from your cat's perspective, you just place their bathroom in the most threatening spot in the house. Cats are simultaneously predators and prey animals. That means in the moment they're using the litter box, they're in one of their most physically vulnerable positions. They need visibility. They need an available escape route. A box wedged into a tight, dark space with a single exit goes against every survival instinct they carry. Research published in Applied Animal Behavior Science identified litter box location and accessibility as one of the factors most directly linked to elimination problems in domestic cats. If your cat has been going outside the box, there's a genuine possibility that it isn't a behavioral issue at all. It's a placement issue. They're not being difficult. They're feeling unsafe. And there's another common mistake worth addressing, assuming one box is enough. Animal behavior specialists recommend what's called the N+1 rule. 1 box per cat in the home plus 1 additional. 2 cats means 3 boxes in different areas of the house. This gives them options and significantly reduces territorial tension between animals sharing a space. And now we arrive at the last one, the one I mentioned at the beginning. The one almost every owner does completely convinced it has no consequences. There's a deeply embedded idea in popular culture about cats, that they're naturally independent, that they don't need company, that it makes no real difference to them whether you're home or not. It's one of the most widespread beliefs about these animals, and it is profoundly wrong. A study published in 2020 in the journals Current Biology demonstrated that cats form genuine attachment bonds with their owners, comparable to the bonds formed by dogs and even human infants with their primary caregivers. When researchers separated cats from their owners and then reunited them, the animals showed clear patterns of secure or insecure attachment, depending on the quality of the relationship that had been built. This is not interpretation. This is documented scientific evidence. So when you leave for 12 hours and come home to a cat that appears completely unbothered, that cat may not be doing well at all. Cats who regularly experience prolonged isolation can develop anxiety, depressive episodes, compulsive grooming, changes in appetite, and litter box problems. But they suffer through it in silence. They don't bark at the door. They don't destroy your belongings. They fold inward. And that silence tricks us into believing that everything is fine. Your cat waits for you. They notice your absence. They feel it more deeply than they will ever show you. You don't need to be home around the clock. But small gestures matter more than you think. Leave rotating toys out before you leave. Create spaces near windows where they can watch the world outside. And when you get home, don't walk straight past them. Sit down, be present, give them 5 minutes of real undistracted connection. Because to your cat, you are not simply the person who lives with them. You are their entire world. And the only thing they need to know is that you're coming back. If this video made you reflect on how you treat your cat, share it with someone who has one of their own. Leave a comment telling me which of these 6 points surprised you the most. And if you want to keep learning how to better understand and care for your cat, subscribe to the channel. There is a lot more coming.